don't know what that is. What do you guys think that is?
My business has taken off like crazy since I started. My first year I did like 200 grand. Second year, 200. Third year, 1.5.
So I went from making $300 the first year to $200,000 last year. Not only that, I've been doing it part-time. All the work is on the weekends.
There's days we go out and make 1,000. There's days we go out and make 3,000. It depends on the job we're doing, how many jobs we're doing that day. There's been days where we've made upwards of like $6,000 to $8,000 in one day. How much you want to hustle? You know, if some guys might be okay going out and making a couple $100, we go out and maximize our profits for the day.
You have to be ambitious. You have to hustle. Nobody's gonna give you anything. That's the mentality that you have to have. And, you know, being good looking too always helps as well. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Yeah. You're talking about KJ, right?
Yeah, talking about that guy.
If you have no budget to start with and you want to get started, go rent a machine for $100 a day and then go wash 5 or 6 driveways and then turn around at the end of the day and buy your own machine. You're looking at $600 to $800 for your equipment, a pressure washer and a surface cleaner. If you're looking to put all of it on a trailer, obviously the cost can go up to $25,000 and it can go up from there.
My first trailer build was around $20,000, which at the beginning I financed it. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that to get started. It's gonna make you money. As long as you're eager enough to get out there and get the work, you're gonna make that money back pretty quickly. This build from start to finish was probably like around 25 grand.
I started out with the biggest equipment that you could get, fortunately for us.
A rig like this would cost you about $65,000, $70,000, but it's a moneymaker, dual moneymaker. You can pressure wash and you can clean trash cans.
I think when you're first getting started, it's safe to start with flat surfaces like driveways and sidewalks and walkways. They're the biggest eyesore in someone's house, so the transformation is pretty dramatic. And there's little chance of you causing damage.
The best services to get started on would be driveways. Go in a neighborhood and look for dirty driveways and offer them a special to clean their driveway. That'll get your foot in the door. We live in Florida, like flip-flops is what I always wanted to wear for a living, you know, so that's where I'm at.
I looked at my market. There was not many people in my area that clean trash cans, and I was like, okay, I can make this work. And my mentality is, okay, they're building and building and building. And that means each house that's getting built is a potential customer. And then one day,
my dad told me to take out the trash and stuff. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. The trash can smells super bad. And I told him that. And then he was like, what about we start a trash can cleaning company? I think we could do that. That sounds pretty easy and stuff. So that's what we did.
First customer, I would say, I'm pretty sure was like friends and family. My wife was out in the field doing the work with me for a good year and a half.
I think in the beginning when I used to go out with Josh, people loved that we were a husband and wife duo out in the fields, willing to do that together and grow our business together. We would kind of just grab our skateboards and go into neighborhoods that we decided we wanted to be in. And what we would do at that point is we had a postcard where it had all the different types of services that we offered. And we would evaluate the home and say, okay, their roof is dirty, their sidewalk's dirty, their driveway's dirty. So let's go ahead and just give them a quote for that. And we would check off those services and then give them a total for those services and then just leave it on their door or leave it on their garage. And if someone happened to be out of their home, just like sitting there playing with their kid on the driveway, Josh would go introduce himself and hand the card over. And that's actually what helped us really generate a lot of business in the beginning.
My first customers I got online using social media, just posted in my local neighborhood Facebook page and Nextdoor page. From there, each job that I got, I did what I call a 5 round. For every job that I did, I would leave my card on 5 houses around that particular house. And that's how I started getting business in the neighborhood.
So what I did was I started a Facebook page, got in my neighborhood Facebook group, and offered free cleanings to everyone who wanted to sign up. And then once I did the free cleaning, they signed up, and they've been my customers for 5 years. That's kind of how I got my first customers.
The only chemical we get here is sodium hypochlorite, which is a fancy name for bleach. We call it SH. So in the industry, people say SH, we're talking about bleach basically. We mix it with water and we do that with the mix valve. This is the mix valve here. So we have bleach, soap, and water. And we would just adjust our bleach with this valve right here. In this case, we're looking at 4%, be plenty.
This is where we typically fill up with chemicals. We have spots like all over the county, depending on where we're gonna be working. This is one I fill up with every morning. It's just straight chlorine right now. So that I use that and I mix it, I dilute it down. So I have one tank that's just straight water, one tank that's straight chlorine. We do have more of a soft wash approach. We use a lot more chemicals than super heavy pressure.
We don't use any chemicals. We just use straight hot water, which does a thorough job, and we try to be eco-friendly. You have a good day today?
He picks me up from school. We drive to our first trash can. Then we grab the trash cans, then we pull them to the trailer. And then we press a button so the trailer can grab the trash cans. And then we have this sprayer at the top of the machine that sprays the insides of the trash cans. And then we bring them down, and then we spray them with smell good spray, and then we bring them back to the garage.
And that's how a trash can is professionally cleaned by the best company in the United States, Advanced Bin Cleaning. KJ, you did a great job.
That thing's 150 pounds. It doesn't look like it, but it's. All right, so this is a 4-stage water purification, water-fed pole system. The reason this is superior to using squeegees is because when you use squeegees, you're leaving residue on the window that dust can stick to. With a purified water system like this, there is no residue left. And since there's no minerals or impurities in the water, it doesn't leave any spots. So you get a spot-free finish with a water-fed system like this.
What we did here was, it's considered a soft wash. We use no pressure on the roofs at all. It's just strictly a chemical and water mixture, little detergent in there. And all we do is we just let it sit, spray it down on the roof, let it dwell. We don't do any rinsing at all. The shingles or if it's concrete tiles, whatever the material is, will absorb the product. And over time, anytime it rains for the next several months, it'll reactivate the product, continue fighting off the mold. This process works a lot better. It's a lot safer for the roof than using heavy pressure. It's also gonna last a lot longer. It's a lot less damaging to the roof as well. What you saw my helper doing on the ground was keeping all the plants rinsed down, which is very important because those chemicals could potentially burn them. Whether they have gutters or not, we're just saturating the plants very thoroughly.
It's more about dogged determination than it is about skills, to be honest with you.
You have to have the knack for clean, right? And be able to hold on to a 3,500 PSI, 8 gallon a minute hose for hours on end, which is very, very tough on your body.
I think it's important to be personable. Being organized is very important, having a plan.
It's not rocket science. You're spraying water, you're spraying chemicals. You can learn that pretty quick. You'll make mistakes, but that's okay. You just keep working.